Okay, I would like to call the Monday, April 20th, 2026 Board of Education meeting to order at 7:03 PM. We'll begin with reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Let's see here. Let's move on to our mission statement. Anthony? It's all yours.
Absolutely. The Orange Elementary School District recognizes that the education of each child is the shared responsibility of every member of our community. Our goal is to inspire and empower each student to achieve academic excellence, embrace social and individual responsibility, and lead with integrity. We believe all individuals should be valued and treated with respect. Together, we will make a difference.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll go ahead and move over to board introductions. We'll start off with Mr. Zyman.
Good evening, Ken Zyman.
Good evening, everyone. Tatiana Messina-Mullen.
Jeff Kapp.
Happy spring, Betty Hadlock.
Susan Riccio, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Ronette James.
Amanda Zapatka.
Erin Wilson.
Good evening, Anthony Scarinzi.
Lauren Gray.
Okay. Yeah, okay, moving on to public participation. Before I open the floor to everyone, I'm just going to let you know that I did receive 2 emails that were asked to be read at tonight's meeting, and I'm going to go ahead. We're reading them because it's board business agenda item number 1. I will have our secretary read them, and then we'll go into public participation. So this is 1, and this is 2. I think we can start there and there. You can read the one first.
Yep. Dear members of the Orange Board of Education, I am unable to attend tonight's meeting as I have a work commitment. I would like the following to be read in public participation and part of the public record. I understand this body is planning to consider taking action against a board member for a personal family matter. I would like to comment as a longtime Orange resident and former Orange Board of Education member. I'd like to remind the board and members of the community of sub-Republican town leaders who have had their own issues and yet were not sanctioned. Let's start with someone who was and still is the chair of a major board here in Orange, a Republican who was arrested after crashing his car on Orange Center Road at 1 a.m. with a gun and cash in the car. He is still chair of the same board he was then. Or the current Republican member of a board who was arrested in a nearby state for being involved in a fight. Or a current member of Republican leadership whose son once made a kill list of his peers at his local Orange Elementary School. Or even a long-serving Republican town member whose legal troubles include at least 5 foreclosures during their term in office. Suffice it to say that many people have had private struggles in town, have been allowed to serve the town. This vendetta is being waged against a board member who doesn't accept the status quo but is challenging this board to do better. I challenge you to consider how you would handle this as you have handled these others in the past, with support and understanding, not vindictive public and social media attacks. Regards, Jody.
You have to put the name and address. You have to say her name and address.
Okay, I don't have the address.
Just first and last name, then. We'll
Jody Deach, Harborview Drive. Dear Mr. Kapp, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing as a parent regarding my concerns about the recent conduct of Board of Education member Lauren Gray. It has come to my attention that Ms. Gray was involved in a domestic dispute and was arrested for disorderly conduct on April 4th, 2026 in our town. I'm a longtime resident of Orange and a parent of 2 young children currently attending Racebrook School, which I also attended. This matter is deeply concerning to me and I believe to many members of our community. The board members entrusted with making decisions for our schools and children must be held to the highest standard of conduct. Ms. Gray's conduct is unacceptable and raises serious questions about her ability to serve in her role and make sound decisions on behalf of our students. I expect that our elected officials will take Ms. Gray's actions seriously and act in the best interest of our community. Could you please let me know what steps are being taken to address this matter? I believe it is necessary for Ms. Gray to be removed from her position on the Board of Education immediately. She has demonstrated that she lacks sound judgment, self-control, responsibility, and integrity, all of which are essential qualities for our board members. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. I look forward to your response. Very truly yours, Jessica Ayala.
Okay, thank you, Betty, for reading those for us. Okay, so I'm going to open up the floor for public participation. Do we have anyone for public participation this evening? If so, please step up to the podium. You'll state your name and address, and I'll let Betty read our, go ahead.
Speakers may offer objective comments to the board concerning school operations and programs. Comments will be limited to 2 minutes per speaker. The board encourages speakers not to express personal complaints or defamatory comments about the Orange Board of Education personnel or any person associated with the Orange Public School System. Comments about security issues, matters related to due process, negotiations, or grievances will not be permitted. Consistent with the principles of the Federal Education Right to Privacy Act, FERPA, discussions about students are prohibited absent a written parent waiver. Public participation does not allow for a two-way conversation between the board and the participants. We thank you for expressing your thoughts and opinions, and all comments will be taken into consideration.
Thanks. My name is Dan Fitzmaurice, 831 College Road. I am a parent, like many, who have students in both the Orange Public Schools and the Amity Regional Public Schools. So I just want to first thank you all for serving on this Board of Education, which is demanding, thankless work, and appreciate your time and attention. I've been watching both budget processes in both districts closely over the last couple of months, and I just wanted to share with you what I've noticed at the Amity Board of Education because I'm genuinely impressed with what they're doing. They share extensive budget materials online, including very early drafts that show how the proposals have developed over time. The presentations are very detailed and very thorough. The resulting proposed budget is posted using this great online tool called ClearGov, where you can interact with all kinds of details about it. Even more importantly, there's meaningful debate and discussion between board members and between board members and the administration. These conversations are noted very clearly in their minutes. Altogether, I left those meetings really understanding what is in their budget and why it matters to our students and community. My experience here in this room has been a little bit different. While the information is definitely posted online, there are very limited details. The budget presentations and discussions were really focused on the numbers, not on the quality of learning or opportunities for our students. Most of all, I really noticed that only a couple of board members asked any questions, pushed for more information, or shared their ideas. And I appreciate those board members that did. That's what we elected you to do in representing us on this board. Some members of this board, in fact, didn't ask any questions or offer any comments at all about the budget. So I hope you'll understand these comments are meant to be constructive and action-oriented. And I hope that you can take some of what Amity Board of Education is doing into a clearer and more robust budget development process next year. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for that. Would anyone else like to speak?
Hello. Alia Maclad, 277 Argyle Road. Due to the recent allegations of a board member's recent behavior, I believe that they're unfit to remain to serve on board. This behavior does not embody the core values that we expect in our elected town officials, and for this reason, I ask the tender for their resign. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that.
Good evening. First off, my name is Debbie Esposito, Kennedy Drive, Orange. Thank all of you for your support, your help on the board. We don't say it enough how much we appreciate the time, and it's a lot of time that you invest. Wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but Jody Deach decided to bring up some old past, and I wanted to I think it's best to get something out in the open. I am the kill list mom. It was my son, I don't even know, 15, 20 years ago, who created this kill list. Horrible time. The minute it happened, I contacted Jim directly. I contacted Mitch directly, both individuals who I knew loved the town very much. I was not involved on the board at that time. I was a private citizen, as I still am, but I am active on the Orange Republican Town Committee. I did not hide. I'm not hiding now. And I think it's outrageous that somebody can go into the depths of history to pull out people's pasts and things that I'm not happy about, but we took care of it. The school wanted counseling. We've done whatever the school wanted, and my son went on to prosper and put all that behind him. I do not support somebody sitting on the board who's making decisions and guiding principles for our town that, when they close the door, do not uphold to those same principles. And I think it's outrageous that somebody, as I said, has gone back so many years to try to find dirt on public citizens. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Melissa Johnston, and my child attends Turkey Hill School. I'm here tonight because I'm concerned that a personal family matter involving a member of this board is being unfairly politicized because some disagree with this board member's willingness to speak up. Over the course of attending many different board meetings in town, I've often observed a troubling silence on crucial issues that require thoughtful, open, and respectful discussion. As a parent in the Orange Elementary School District, I expect my elected school board members to not only ask challenging, insightful questions, but also to actively use their voices to ensure that every decision made for our schools is balanced, well-informed, and carefully considered. We cannot afford to let people with agendas overshadow the needs of our students. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak?
Chad Lombardi, 879 Blackberry Hollow. Good evening, Chairman Cap, Vice Chair Messina Mullen, other members of the board, and Superintendent Scarpetti. I stand before you tonight as someone who cares deeply about the integrity of our schools and the example we set for our children. The Orange Board of Education is not simply an administrative body. It is a leadership institution for our town. It shapes policy, culture, and the standards our students see modeled by those entrusted with public responsibility. This is why recent reports involving an Orange Board of Education member and the arrest stemming from a domestic dispute are deeply concerning. When someone serving on this board is arrested and charged in connection with disorderly conduct arising from a domestic dispute, it raises serious questions of judgment, temperament, and the fitness to serve in a role responsible for decisions affecting children and families. Parents in this town expect stability. Taxpayers expect accountability, and residents expect the individuals sitting on the boards to reflect the highest standards of conduct. Not because they're perfect, but because leadership requires discipline, responsibility, and public trust. This is not about politics, it's about principle. No one is above accountability, and no public official, especially one involved in shaping the future of our children, should be insulated from scrutiny when their conduct calls public trust into question. Tonight, I respectfully call for this board to act immediately and initiate an independent and thorough investigation into this issue and any related circumstances. Leadership requires courage. Silence is not neutrality. It's unacceptable. The families of Orange deserve better, our students deserve better, and the integrity of the board demands better. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Anyone else like to speak? You want to? What was that? Go up to the podium.
Lauren Gray, 205 Wilson Road. I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight and, staying engaged in our community. And I also just want to briefly say that my family and I are experiencing a very private matter that I am working on actively addressing. And at this time, I'm going to continue to ask for privacy and understanding. And tonight I'm here because I remain fully committed to serving our community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
My name's Jim Leahy. I live on 495 Lambert Road. 42-year man, still feel like a rookie here in town. I didn't come here tonight thinking I would be saying any words, but one of the comments made tonight cannot go unaddressed. I would like to thank this board for the hard work you do every month, every week on supervising or your role in public education of our children K through 6. Over the 22 years that I've been on the Board of Finance, I have repeatedly seen strength in the community involvement of this board vis-a-vis the impact on our children. They also were monthly, if not more than that, involved in how money got spent, taxpayer money, and spent wisely. And I think you've done an A-plus job, just like you did in this year's budget. I can only say that I wish that our good citizens on the other Board of Education could have the same type of impact on the dealings with our students and in the cost of the education process there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Anyone else? Last chance. Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to item 3, our consent agenda. I'll need a motion to accept the first item under the consent agenda, the minutes from the January 20th, 2026 Board of Education meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the January 20th, 2026 Board of Education meeting? First, Betty. Second, Anthony. Discussion? All in favor? Okay, abstain? Okay. Abstain or opposed? Okay, abstain and abstain? Okay, okay, that's it for that. Okay. That's fine. Okay, let's see here. I'll need a motion. Okay, then I need a motion to accept the second item under the consent agenda, which is the minutes from the February 9th, 2026 Board of Education Budget Workshop. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the February 9th, 2026 Board of Education Budget Workshop? Susan, Amanda, any discussion? In favor? Opposed? Abstained? Hope I'm not going too fast for Darlene. No? Okay. Moving on. Superintendent's report. Dr. Scarpetti, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mr. Kapp and the rest of the board members. I'd like to welcome everyone back from their April break. Board members, last week I shared much information. I doubt if you had the chance to read everything, especially with all the links. I've asked the cabinet members to share some highlights, but please take a moment, if you haven't done so, to read that board update. We didn't get a chance to meet last month. There is a little gift for all of you. Last month was Board Appreciation Month, and as indicated in the past, you get paid big bucks to be here. And so I appreciate your volunteerism and what you do, again, focusing on our students, specifically with the budget and how it impacts our students that we talk about monthly, and how that budget impacts not just line items, but the social, emotional needs of our students and the academic needs. I can't thank you enough for all your efforts that you do and in your subcommittees. In addition to that, believe it or not, I want to thank the parents. We're getting into a situation with regards to the last day of school, believe it or not. That's also on the agenda that you'll see. For those of you that haven't been on the board, it speeds up quickly. There's about 40 days left of school. So again, I'd like to thank our parents, our teachers, our staff, our administration for all that they're going to be doing in this next few months to finishing school. Again, we don't want to forget the reason that we're here is our students, and that's the sole purpose that we're here. And we had some events that I wasn't able to share last month since we haven't met. We had a spelling bee. I'd like to acknowledge a few students that participated. For those of you that don't know, it's broken into divisions, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th. So 3rd and 4th grade, we had Aiden Koo, a 3rd grade from Turkey Hill School. Alexander Burns, also from Turkey Hill School, she's in 4th grade. We had Blaze Parlato, 4th grade at Racebrook. Iditri Nader, 3rd grade from Racebrook. Peck Place, Hannah Tron, 3rd grade. And Carolyn Wong from Peck Place School, a 3rd grader, won that division, so congratulations to Carolyn. We could applaud her, it's okay. For grades 5 and 6, we had Charlie Wolverton, 5th grade, Turkey Hill, Bihan Sharma, 6th grade at Turkey Hill. From Racebrook School, both 6th graders, Max McCutcheon and River Vora. From Peck Place School, we had Alessia Calcaterra and Mohammed Rakin Ashan, who won the competition. So congratulations to Mohammed and Carolyn. Also, to honor our students, there's a superintendent's award. There's actually two. One is the South Central Area Superintendents Association, which was acknowledged last month. We'll be having one next month here at the board meeting. That's the CAPS, Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents. But I'd like to honor the students that were already honored last month by SCASA. From Peck Place School, these are all 6th graders, by the way, Leah Ganem and Ryan Michael. From Racebrook School, Alice Gagnon and Jace Palumbo. From Turkey Hill School, Tenzin Deshan and Stephen Rosati. So again, congratulations to those students. And then personnel update, a quick update. The negotiation committee will begin negotiating with food services. We're currently looking for available dates for that bargaining group to meet. And as indicated, we're still in the budget process. It's a long process. It's going to continue this Wednesday, April 22nd. We'll be presenting to the Board of Finance budget hearing. That's at 7 p.m. On May 13th, starting at 7, the Board of Selectmen meets, and following that is an annual town meeting at 7:30 p.m. On Tuesday, May 5th, we always like to share that's the Amity budget referendum. And on Wednesday, May 20th is the town budget referendum. Again, the referendums are from 6 to 8 p.m. And I won't go into details right now. Mr. Capel waiting to talk about the last day of school, but that ends my report to the board.
Okay, thank you for that. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Scarpetti? Eddie?
Thank you, Dr. Scarpetti. You're right, there was a lot to look at in the board update. I appreciated that very much. And I don't know if it was in there, because maybe I missed it. I know with the end of school coming, and as a retired teacher, I used to call coming back from April vacation, you were at the top of the roller coaster, and the rest of the year was an exhilarating ride to the end. Will there be an art show coming up, or is that information in the board update? Or
What hasn't been, but we're going to be sharing that. We're going to be sharing end-of-year activities. I want to chunk it out as best as I can instead of overwhelming, but we'll share that.
Okay, because
too.
I know, all of a sudden it's going to be here. That's
will
why
be, yes.
I'm asking about that. Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay. All right, we'll move over to Mr. Gray.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'll start off with a brief overview, overview of our grants, where we're currently at with those. The American Rescue Plan Act Summer Mental Health Support is a 3-year grant. This is a grant that is used for the delivery of mental health services during summer programming. It's a $35,000 grant. We haven't yet spent it because it's for summer programming, so that's what we have right now for this summer. the ARPA, or American Rescue Plan Act School Mental Health Specialist Grant. This was a 3-year grant. We are in year 3. The first 2 years was 100% funding another social worker in district. This year, it's funding 70% of that salary, 30% is in our operating budget, and if you remember, the budget that was passed included the full salary for that social worker. So to date, that's a $64,754 grant this year. We have $25,321 remaining for payment of salary for the remainder of the year. Consolidated Title III grant. This is a grant that funds language instruction program assistance for students who are EL. It's an $18,225 grant. It's a 2-year grant. We are in year 2, and there are $5,965 left in that grant. And finally, our primary mental health grant. This is a 2-year grant, $16,600 for this grant. It's used for K-3 early detection and intervention programs for emotional, behavioral, and learning issues. And there are about $8,000 left in that grant. Just an update on our audit. The auditors completed the independent accountant's review back in January, end of January or so. The final report is available in central office at my office. I believe I have 5 or 6 copies of it. The audit of the financial statements of the town of Orange, of which the Orange Board of Education is a part, was signed off in mid-February. Again, as Dr. Scarpetti mentioned, the Board of Finance budget hearing will be held this Wednesday, April 22nd. And then also cafeteria, this evening you will be seeing an agenda item. It's an operational memorandum that happens every year, and it's for the healthy food certification. As part of the National School Lunch Program, we need to certify as a Board of Education that we are following the guidelines of the National School Lunch Program, the health guidelines, the healthy foods, and the nutrition guidelines. So that's what that is for when you see that later on this evening. And then that gets sent out. And then later this summer, we get certified for the National School Lunch Program. And that concludes the finance portion of my report.
Thank you for that. Anyone have any questions on the finance side? Okay. We're ready.
Okay, so facilities and operations. We recently had some sprinkler inspections. We use fire protection testing. They recently conducted the quarterly fire sprinkler system inspections at each of our schools. There were several fixtures that were recommended for replacement due to age. Otherwise, our systems are operating well. Those repairs were actually made last week, and one was made today. So we're all done with those. They were relatively simple repairs, thankfully. Fire detection system in our buildings. Johnson Controls does our fire detection systems. They conducted their inspections of our fire systems in each of the buildings. This entails testing all of the fire panels, the system batteries, the alarms, the flashing strobes, and every single smoke detector and CO detector in the building. Once inspections are completed, a report is generated outlining any recommendations for repair or replacement. There were actually no deficiency found during this round of inspections. And finally, during our spring recess, we conducted another HVAC filter change. So all filters for classroom unit ventilators and air handlers were removed and replaced to maintain our healthy indoor air quality. The next filter change will occur right before school begins in August, just prior to the start of the year. This filter change is a bit more extensive because we actually clean all the coils within the units and vacuum out all the units before the filters are put in, so it's a little bit more labor intensive. And that concludes my report for facilities.
Thank you for that, Mr. Gray. Any questions? Go ahead.
I gave Dr. Scarpetti a heads up about this, but a couple months ago, we had a public participant speaker ask about our ICE responsiveness plan. I know we can't go into all security details, but could you give an overview of how we would act if ICE showed up to any of our schools to take any of our students?
Sure. So we actually follow the guidance that was sent out by the State Department of Education back in January of 2025, I believe it was. They sent out guidance to schools on how to interact with ICE. So we have our SSOs in the lobbies of each school who check everyone in. Upon notification that ICE is in the building, they will call me, and I would be the administrator that would interact with them.
Other questions? No? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Russo, the floor is yours.
Good evening. I'll begin tonight's update with information regarding our professional learning for the month. We, as you know, participate, our leadership team, with the Science of Reading Masterclass. On March 24th, we engaged in a session that focused on vocabulary, which was wonderful. It totally aligned with our language comprehension goals. We also had an opportunity to have the facilitators of the Science of Reading Masterclass, which is co-sponsored by the Connecticut State Department of Education and the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents. Those facilitators actually came on site and engaged in learning walks. We did share this information with members of the curriculum subcommittee. We had lots of discussion about it. And we also linked all the information, the agendas of those learning walks to the board update. You can also see the feedback tool that was used to provide information on what was seen, and it was very affirming for us. We had a great experience, and so did our facilitators. Just to see all of that work in action, the implementation, and how we're sustaining that initiative. We then continue with our language comprehension professional learning focused on concept imagery, which helps our students image the words that they're reading to help with their comprehension. That's going really well. It's context embedded, and it will continue through to May. We also continue with our math sessions. Those details are all linked on the professional learning calendar for anyone to see. We had actually 17 sessions with grade level planning for our teachers. Since that was a new resource that we talked about at the beginning of the year, we want to make sure that our teachers are supported and they have everything that they need for the implementation of those new math resources. We even, based on teacher feedback, started to think about what professional learning is still needed for next year, and we have a draft of next year's professional learning calendar, so it's very responsive to our needs. We also engaged in that March 20th professional learning full day. The agenda, the details are all linked on the board update, and some great deliverables and outcomes from that day have also been linked. We did also engage in the BOA articulation meetings, and so our 6th grade teachers and myself and the curriculum directors from Amity met for social studies meetings, science meetings, math meetings, and English language arts, so that we continue with that vertical articulation. And we also look forward to this Thursday participating and seeing some of the seniors engage in their Portrait of a Graduate presentations. There's a lot going on, but just one highlight about assessments. Everything else is linked in the board update. The SBA will be administered end of April and mid-May. So that will conclude my report for this evening, Mr. Kapp.
Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
Any questions? Go ahead.
What is an SBA?
Thank you. I'm sorry for the acronyms. It's the Smarter Balanced Assessment, which is the state summative assessment, and it is administered to students in grades 3 through 6.
What does it assess? Like math, like?
Math and English language arts.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Of course.
Amanda.
So mine is not about the traditional curriculum, but I just want to give a shout out to Miss Bronson at Racebrook for the Rhythms in Motion program. It was so lovely to go and see that performance from the kids and all the hard work that they've done. My son included, I know he was so nervous and it had such a positive impact on him. So while not part of the traditional curriculum, I think the program and the Jamie Hulley Foundation did a phenomenal job with that. So thank you.
I was just going to, you said it at the end, Mrs. Opatka, about just, mentioning the Jamie Hulley Fund. They not only participate with Racebrook, but all the schools. That's something that Racebrook has been doing quite a while. We actually promote the Jamie Hulley Fund, so any way that parents could help and support that foundation, please do so. It comes right back to our students.
I just wanted to add one thing, that when the facilitators came to Orange, they were very impressed with the academics, but also all of the enriching activities, even walking through MLT, even though we have so many kindergartners who understand the alphabetic principle and understand how reading works, there were still so many beautiful projects hanging on the walls. And so you could see that children are enjoying so much more. And that's a perfect example. So thanks for highlighting that.
Speaking of kindergarten, I just want to mention that the Orange Historical Society is very much looking forward to the kindergarten visit to the Academy Building, which is coming up at the end of April and beginning of May. So they're going to travel back in time to see what a classroom was like in 1900 and sit at the little desks with the little slates and compare their classroom to the classrooms of today. So we're looking forward to that. And for people who would love to support the Jamie Hulley Foundation, right now the foundation is sponsoring a raffle. You can buy your tickets on the Jamie Hulley Arts Fund .org, and help support the arts programs that go on, not just here in Orange, but throughout the area. And also, I forgot to ask, do we have a kindergarten number update for enrolled kindergarten so far?
We do. Darlene, do you mind, was that, we're at 150?
We're at 135.
And right now, we're at 156 currently for this current year?
We're at 165.
Oh, look at, there's my dyslexic is coming. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right.
165, and we've got 136 enrolled right now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Aaron, go ahead.
Amanda triggered a memory. The kindergarten also had a lovely jamboree hosted by Mr. Ryan and did a beautiful job in the MLT gym. So thank you to that beautiful afternoon. It was lovely, and you could see how much the kindergartners are learning. So that was great. Thank you so much.
Anthony?
Yep, thank you for your update, Dr. Russo. You mentioned the portrait of a graduate presentations for the seniors. Is that something that's accessible online, or is it something that the community could see? Or
That's something that the Amity District invites us, because when we talk about a portrait of a graduate, it's not just the Amity, it's the BOA, Bethany, Orange, Woodbridge, and Amity. So they talk about those 5 pillars. So we talk about problem solving, we talk about collaboration, communication, empathy, and what's the problem solver? And there's one last one I forgot, and it's going to come to me.
Collaborator.
Collaborator I got. It starts with a P.
Oh,
It's not participation.
no.
so yeah, put you on the spot.
I'll find out the last one, but it's, so what they do is they use that as a guideline, and seniors present that. Yeah. What's that? I'll look it up right now for you guys.
I think the juniors present
Oh, it's
as
the
well,
juniors?
because my son is presenting on Thursday. And I forgot the 5th one, too. I do want to commend you, Dr. Russo. Our teachers do such an outstanding job under your leadership with their literacy skills. And looking at your mid-year scores, thank you for making those available to us. You could really see the progression from 1st grade to 3rd grade of their dibbles and where they are in getting on track. 1st grade at 70% is not uncommon because reading is such a developmental skill. And I think that, to see them up over 80% on track by 3rd grade really shows that we in Orange are doing everything right when it comes to teaching reading, and that is because it is a science, and Dr. Russo has coached our teachers so well, and that is why our children enjoy the wonderful education here. So thank you so much for those.
It's definitely a team effort.
The last one is planner. I apologize, but it's planner. But those 5 categories, again, they look different at different age levels, right? And so we go into the classrooms looking for those 5 components, and they're supposed to be showing that with the juniors. So to answer your question, Mr. Scrinzi, that's something that we're invited and extended because we participate, and those are our students. So.
All right, any other questions? No? All right, we'll roll over to Mrs. Ito.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Scarpetti asked me to speak with you about the following information that was shared in the recent board update about the revised educator growth and support plan. We are pleased to share that the revision was approved by the state on March 25th. As a reminder, in June of 2023, the Connecticut State Department of Ed required districts to redesign the educator evaluation system to emphasize growth, support, and continuous professional learning, moving away from a compliance-based model. Orange Public Schools Professional Development and Evaluation Committee, otherwise known as PDAC, developed the district's growth and support plan, which was approved by the state in 2024 and implemented in the 24-25 school year. Following the first year, the plan was revised to align with updated certification guidance. As stated, we received the final Connecticut State Department of Ed approval on March 25th. The Orange Public Schools is proud to share a collaborative effort with the Orange Police Department and Orange Public Schools. Together, we have helped implement a program based on the Linked Autism Safety Project. It is important to note that this initiative is designed to support first responders when interacting with any individual with special needs. The Orange Police Department has completed State Department of the Police Department Police Officer Standard and Training Council, otherwise known as POST, certified autism training, and now equips patrol vehicles with sensory bags to better assist individuals who may benefit from sensory supports during emergency situations. Funding for these sensory bags were made possible through the generous donation of an Orange family. As part of this program, families have the option to voluntarily complete a special needs registration form for first responders. This confidential form allows families to share important information about an individual's specific needs with local authorities to help ensure safe and effective interactions during emergencies. The registration form can be found on the Orange Police Department website and will be posted on the Special Services Department section of the OES.org website, our school newsletter, and we will share it directly with families through our Special Services Department. We are grateful for this partnership and the continued commitment to safety and support of all the members of our community. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much for that. Any questions? Aaron?
Just out of curiosity, you might not know the answer to this, but do the sensory bags apply to children and adults alike? I know we're at the Orange Board of Young Children, but is it all ages?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Oh, great, thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay. Thank you again for those reports. Okay, we are going to move on to our next item, the board business. Item number 1 is discussion and possible action regarding the performance and conduct and/or evaluation of an elected official on the Board of Education. At this time, I will entertain the following motion. The Orange Board of Education hereby moves to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing the performance, conduct, and/or evaluation of an elected official on the board pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 1-206A. The board further invites the board's legal counsel, Attorney Steve Sador, into executive session. Can I have a motion from anyone to move into executive session? Amanda, second? Ken? Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay. At this time, because the motion passed, we are going to move into executive session, so I'm going to ask the public and Dr. Scarpetti's team to please excuse yourselves. And what you can do is, if you want to hang out and come back after executive session, you can wait in the MLT cafeteria, is okay? Yes. That's fine? Okay, so you can wait in MLT cafeteria, and then someone will open the doors once we're out of executive session at 7:48. We are out of executive session. I'm going to ask the board secretary to read some motions.
Okay. I will entertain a motion that the board requests the Board of Education members, subject to this discussion, be removed from all committees of the Board of Education until further notice. Do I have a motion? First, Ken. Second, Amanda.
Jeff, you have to do this part now.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
All in favor? Opposed? Oh, abstained. Okay. Motion, you got that? Okay.
Okay, I will entertain a motion. The Board of Education hereby moves to request that the chair issue a written request that the board member resign from the Board of Education, that the chair is hereby designated with the authority to execute such letter on behalf of the board. Do I have a motion? That's first, Tatiana. Ken, second.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Good.
I will entertain a motion. The Board of Education hereby moves to request the chair to request in writing the member to attend a roles and responsibilities presentation with the Board of Ed Council and such other Board of members who may wish to attend. Do I have a motion?
Me.
Susan?
It's Jeff. You have to say, do I? You start the vote.
What was that? You had a motion. You have
Yeah.
a second?
Yeah.
Oh, you had a second? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All in favor? Okay. Opposed? Abstained? Okay. There was a second.
Okay. I will entertain a motion. The Orange Board of Education hereby moves that if the Board of Education member does not respond prior to the next Board of Education meeting, that the chair be authorized, that the Board of Education authorizes the chair to place on the next agenda a censure of the Board of Education member. Do I have a motion?
Okay, we have to, we need to make the motion first, then you can do the discussion. Okay, fair enough.
First,
Jeff?
There was a second on the motion?
a first Ronette and a second Amanda.
Okay.
Is there a question?
Yes, could you repeat that again?
Yes. The Orange Board of Education hereby moves that if the Board of Education member does not respond prior to the next Board of Education meeting, that the Board of Education authorizes the chair to place on the next agenda a censure of the Board of Education member.
Okay, so my question is, if she does respond. Hey, can you make sure your microphone's on, please? If she does respond, do we then not issue the censure? Because that's what that says. So it's not about her responding. See?
Maybe it does not resign prior to the next Board of Education meeting.
Yeah, that would be better.
I'm
That's
going
correct.
to
That's correct.
amend the motion.
Amend the motion?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a first on?
Well, let me,
Okay.
I'll read it one more time.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
The Orange Board of Education hereby moves that if the Board of Education member does not respond and resign prior to the next Board of Education meeting, that the Board of Education authorizes the chair to place on the next agenda a censure of the Board of Education member.
Very well done.
Ronette? And Amanda.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay. Are you good with those? Okay. Thank you, Betty. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 2 under Board and Business, Healthy Food Certification for the 2025-2026 school year pursuant to the CGS Section 10-215F. The Board of Education certifies that all food items offered for sale to students in the schools under its jurisdiction and not exempted from the Connecticut nutrition standards published by the Connecticut State Department of Education will comply with the Connecticut nutrition standards during the period of July 1, 2026 through June 30th of 2027. This certification shall include all food offered for sale to students separately from reimbursable meals at all times and from all sources, including but not limited to school stores, vending machines, school cafeterias, culinary programs, and any fundraising activities that the school's premise sponsored by school or non-school organizations in groups. Do I have a motion to accept the healthy food certification? Susan, Ronette, okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, that unanimously passes. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Board of Education, moving on to Part B. Board of Education will allow the sale to students of food items that do not meet the Connecticut nutrition standards provided that the following conditions are met. 1, the sale is in conjunction with the event occurring after the end of the regular school day or on the weekend. 2, the sale is at the location of the event. 3, food items are not sold from vending machines or school store. An event is an occurrence that involves more than just regular scheduled practice, meetings, extracurricular activity. For example, soccer games, school plays, and interscholastic debates are events, but soccer practices, play rehearsals, debate teams, meetings are not. The regular school day is the period from midnight before to 30 minutes after the end of the official school day. Location means where the event is held. You must be the same place as the food sales. Do I have a motion to accept the healthy food certification? Susan, I'm sorry. And Ken. Oh, my eyes are so blurry right now, you wouldn't believe it. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? I think I see unanimous, all hands. Okay, so that passes as well. Thank you. Okay, item number 3, discussion and possible action, forgiveness of the 181st day of school. I don't know about this one. Do I have a motion to accept forgiveness of the 181st day of school? I honestly don't know who put their hand up first, so you could pick 2. Any discussion? Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick question. Does this mean that the end-of-year move-up ceremonies, graduations can now be?
Dr. Scarpetti.
Possibly?
Sure, thank you.
Awesome.
So Dr. Wilson, nothing changes. What occurred, just so I could share with you, being a new board member in Lauren, is that in years past, I would bring it up to the board in May. And some constructive feedback I received, I have the PTO council that we've created. When I first arrived, we meet monthly with them, attending events and such, getting feedback from principals. Doing it in May is too late. It's late for a lot of reasons, not just the events that go on, but planning for summer camps and such. And so I started to bring it earlier. And in case any board member asks, this would have the last day of school on Friday, June 12th, instead of Monday, June 15th. If the board approves of this, this will be posted immediately, first thing in the morning. So it doesn't change anything. Those dates will remain the same. Now, let's knock on something, it's something that nothing happens, but you never know if. Someone said that they saw snowflakes today in their car, so.
It
you know,
hailed
so, with, if there are no unforeseen circumstances, that's what it will continue to be.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other discussion? No? Good question. Okay, all in favor? And that will pass unanimously as well. Okay, hope the students remember that one. Number 4, policy second read, Orange Board of Education Policy 5145.12, search and seizure. Do I have a motion to accept the policy 5145.12, search and seizure? Anthony, Aaron, discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous as well. Okay. Okay, the next policies will be second read at their next Board of Education meeting, which is item number 5, Orange Board of Ed Policy 9010, limits of authority. Item 6, Orange Board of Ed Policy 9121, election of officers. Item 7, out-of-state field trip. Oh, and now we're moving into the field trip section here. Number 7, out-of-state field trip request. Turkey Hill School has submitted a request for an out-of-state field trip for the 5th grade students to visit Old Sturbridge Village in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Also, the Peck Place School has also submitted a request for an out-of-state field trip for the 6th grade students to visit the Bronx Zoo in Bronx, New York. I like both. I'll go to both. Do I have a motion to approve the 5th grade students' field trip from Turkey Hill School visiting Old Sturbridge Village in Sturbridge, Mass? Betty, Susan, any discussion on that one?
I just want to make people aware, in case they didn't look at the policy, is that any trip that is out of state has to be approved by the board. Okay.
Thank you.
That's policy 6153.
I have a comment. I would like to say, as a student that took that field trip back in the day, those chocolate chip cookies are amazing, and I fully support this trip.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, that's unanimous as well. Do I have a motion to approve the 6th grade students from the Peck Place School visiting the Bronx Zoo in Bronx, New York? Aaron, Lauren, any discussion? All in favor? And Ken, are you in favor?
I'm sorry.
I didn't know if you want to go to Bronx Zoo. I mean,
With my speech.
okay, so that motion will pass unanimously as well. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move over to our standing committees. We'll start off with Finance and Operations.
The Finance and Operations Subcommittee met prior to this meeting. We reviewed the financials from January, February, and March, the cafeteria update, the audit, and grants, and all is in order. That is all.
Thank you. Any questions? Yeah.
Is it possible to get a subcommittee schedule, and if it exists, can someone share it with me?
The finance one is always before this meeting.
Got it.
Half an
Okay.
hour before.
6:30, okay, got it.
Yeah, that
Thank
one's an
you.
easy one to remember.
That is an easy one, thank you.
And then the other subcommittees, they will usually always send out the notice to everyone, but we get that out, so we'll get that.
Thank you.
Sure. Personnel Policy Transportation, Mrs. Hadlock.
Our committee met on March 9th. We reviewed the proposed first reads that you saw in your, tonight, that we just talked about. We have a longer policy to review further. We plan to meet soon to prepare that for the May meeting and possibly some other first reads as well. And that will determine, Dr. Scarpetti and I are going to meet this week, and we will look to see what's the best date to meet. It could be next Monday or the following Monday. Usually, in the past, committee meetings have been on the 5th Monday, the 4th, whatever the last Monday of the month is. That's gotten a little messed up lately, but that has been the procedure.
Thank you for that. Any questions? No? Okay. Moving over to Buildings and Grounds Safety and Security. Anthony, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Cap. At the last Building and Grounds Subcommittee meeting, we reviewed several facility projects. The subcommittee members were provided updates on the MLT HVAC project, as well as ongoing boiler work at Peck Place and a boiler motor issue at Turkey Hill. Also noted was that wetlands study results for Peck, Racebrook, and Turkey Hill are expected by about the end of April. We entered executive session for a security update and returned to public session shortly after, and then discussed the district's maintenance and technology long-range plan. Members were reminded that this is a living document, and we've asked the committee to review it and bring forward any recommendations at our next meeting. Next month, Dr. Scarpetti will reshare the long-range plan with the entire board for all members to review and make recommendations if needed. That's it.
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions from anyone on the board? No? Okay. We'll move over to curriculum instruction technology. Mr. Zyman.
Looking down the line here, I've always felt that one of Dr. Scarpetti's greatest strengths is his ability to select and put the best people in place. An example is Dr. Russo. At our last curriculum committee meeting, Dr. Russo was on educational fire. For a variety of reasons, we hadn't had a meeting in a few months. To catch up, Dr. Russo covered many things. Sadly, I have neither her intelligence nor her ability to speak as quickly. Consequently, I will mention just a few topics that were discussed. We talked, when I was doing so well. We talked about the effort that had been put into our literature to make sure it represented as many diverse cultures as possible. We also reviewed the Orange School System's district assessment audit that was requested by and submitted to the state. It showed all our state-required assessments by grade. Be right with you. The heck with technology, I'm going back to that. Yeah. Reviewed the Orange Schools. Thirdly, the school system, of course, doesn't just happen. And so we reviewed our school's 2022 to 2026 strategic plan. Then after 2 hours, we ended the meeting. Dr. Russo went back to her office to work, and I went home to go to sleep.
Any questions?
I just want to say, I'm sorry I was not at that meeting, Ken.
Yes, and you were missed.
Thank you.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll move over to our ACES update. Susan.
I'm giving you a very brief one. Sadly, one of our executive director is retiring this year. He has done a wonderful job. Tom Danahy's great. His last day will be June 30th. And we did select a new executive director after a rigorous search. Our new executive director, effective July 1st, will be Dr. William Rice, who currently works at ACES. So we were really happy to be able to hire from within. We had excellent candidates, and William is wonderful. I hope many of you get to know him well. He's great. The other thing I was going to note is that we've already, on April 19th, we voted for 9 budgets. On March 12th, we did 8 budgets. In February, our audit was completed. That's the abridged version.
Any questions on that? Thank you for that report as well. Okay, next item is everyone's favorite, the adjournment of tonight's meeting. I will look for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. I think I saw Susan's hand fly by, and then Ken over here. So, and I'm sure there's no discussion, so all in favor? Lauren, are you good? Favor? I'm sorry. Okay, unanimous. Our meeting has ended at 9:12 p.m. Thank you all.